In today's video, we want to look into doing too much. We want to look into what we can actually maybe try to do instead. So if you are someone like me, I'm a person, I like to do things. So if I'm getting scared, for example, I'm trying to solve as soon as possible so that I can get rid of the feeling. Who else can do this? I can catch myself, of course. Let's say better than I have used to. And I'm really getting better and more sensitive into, okay, when do I need to stop myself from the doing part and when to actually really start doing something. Okay, this isn't about, hey, let's lie on the couch all day long and pretend nothing happened, right? While the fire is actually burning. Okay, that's not the case. If you're new with me, my name is Patricia. I'm a certified life coach, and this platform is here to support you on all levels where you learn more about yourself, where you're diving deep into what it actually means to be you, right? What is it that makes you happy from here? And also learning a bit more about your mind, because your mind is actually not bad. Your mind just needs a driver. And if you learn how to use that, how to deal with that, you are in such a good position. Then life is actually fun and not anymore, you know. Anyway, so also make sure to click that bell because you are getting actually the notification when a new video is dropped. And on top of this, I also want to mention this a little quick. There is a new workshop available. Some of you ask me if I'm doing this also in English whatsoever. No, I'm not doing this in English. It is actually in Swiss German. So some of you do speak English, but they understand my Swiss German, and so you're perfectly fine to join. And if you do have any questions, you can certainly always ask, because it is a live session. And what I just want to say here at this point is it's about getting back into who you really are, but in a close setting where you can actually ask questions, where you can actually learn from other people, where you are in a safe space, in a safe environment. And we learn every second Tuesday from 25th of September onwards on what it means to really sit with ourselves, to connect with the light and to connect with all the surroundings we have, because we are not only individuals just placed here and nothing happens. Like, I can feel you and you can feel me, and there's a lot going on in between. And so when I got to know more about this kind of world, I wanted to understand, well, if I can feel you, then you must have been able to feel me. And this is also something that I may attract then things that I actually don't really want in my life. So I have to learn more about it. I need to learn more about who I am and what is maybe some blockages I've learned or some beliefs I have learned that I can let go, that don't serve me anymore. See, as soon as we put some light into the darkness, into things we don't want to see, as soon as we are doing that, there is a lot going on in releasing already. And so if we are not doing that, then we are just repeating things that we don't want to. But we are programmed that way, that we are working like this. So if we are not going into the area to make a change, make a shift, and don't make the effort to it, it's not going to change, right? So anyways, we drifted off a little bit, but now we're back. For this online course, you find all the details right below. And yeah, so let's start with our talk for today. If I'm in a place, and that's again, you need to see your patterns. Okay, what are you doing when you are afraid, when you are angry, when you are in a space of discomfort? What do you tend to do? Do you tend to do workouts like crazy? Do you tend to maybe not do anything? Maybe you're someone who likes to just forget about it and meet all their friends and, you know, kind of like totally disconnect from the situation. Like, what is your step, right? You need to understand what is your step, what are you doing? And if you understand what you're doing, what is that step that you're taking to comfort you, okay? Like, the actual idea behind it is good, okay? Do you understand that? That's not a bad thing. But if it goes into a bad habit, or if it goes into I'm not doing anything anymore because, you know, I feel so like shocked, then you're creating more stuff you don't really want to, okay? So understanding your pattern. So I'm gonna say mine, and mine is a problem fixer. Like, I have a problem in front, it needs to be fixed as up. That's my thing. Like, I really start to go into recovery, like as soon as possible, recovery. And soothen or relaxing the space I'm in, right? I mean, looking immediately for a talk, or to correct things, or to make it more calm. And this actually gets me into a very overwhelming position, because I'm always in the doing part, and instead of going into, okay, maybe to take a step back, because there may be other options available if I calm myself, you see? So I have this rule in place when I feel overwhelmed, and I usually do feel overwhelmed, not from not doing anything, but because I'm doing too much. I'm not going back into my feminine and centralize myself. As you may know, we have masculine and feminine energy within all of us. I don't know if I have talked about this before. In any case, so just to give you a real quick overview, the masculine energy is really the doing energy, and we all have this in us, okay? It's the driving force of let's go, let's do it, let's get things done, right? And the feminine energy is rather intuitive, rather feeling, and getting into the flow, right? I mean, calming, right? And going in the flow of life. Now, I'm rather a person who is in the masculine seat, meaning I drive in the masculine energy way more than in the feminine. So I do have to call myself back into, okay, you need to relax now, you need to calm down. And I'm practicing that, right? So it's not really super natural for me. I have to practice that to get back into relaxation, okay? So the feminine essence is calming my body, okay? Does this make any sense for you guys? You gotta comment below and let me know if you have heard of this before, if I need to talk more about this, just to give you an understanding of what I'm talking about, right? In getting back into balance. So feminine and masculine energy has nothing to do with if you're a girl or a boy. It has to do that we are all connected with both parts, right? We have both energies within us. Now, energies doesn't mean boy or girl, okay? It's very much different. Now, you can also look this up, okay? If you want any further information on this, I find it quite helpful to understand what is your driving force, because that gives you a clue on maybe where to balance more. If you're more driving in the feminine, then maybe your masculine you're doing is not really there yet, or maybe it needs to be more in balance with the feminine. Okay, I try to actually balance those ones out. Now you can find YouTube videos on this, on how to do that, and I can of course maybe create, let's see on the schedule, but I can maybe do an addition on this one. And so then I'm going back into my feminine essence, into calmer waters. We are not talking about the feminine energy that is rather drama and that is rather going off the route. See, we are going into a field where we are nurtured. Okay, it's very powerful. Now I don't know if I'm describing this correctly, but it's a very powerful thing if you start to understand the drive from the feminine and how this is actually nurturing you in another way. It's very calming for me. It's very like I can just really relax, because it's just like go with the flow of life. You don't have to correct everything. You don't need to have this talk immediately. You can wait a day. You can wait to text. You can wait to I don't know, make right away something huge. You have the possibility to actually take a day or two to make an important decision. So I always try to check in with my feminine to see who is in the driver's seat and why I'm acting right now. Am I acting from a nervous masculine who is not led by the feminine? Because if that is the case, then I may not be in a good position. Okay, then maybe at one point I will be like, ew. Yeah, I can see now why this didn't turn out really good, And then you're like, maybe next time I just wait a bit. I just wait, right? And so I'm really not into waiting and being patient and all of that. But this feminine really helps me to release the tightness. And so what I really do in that moment is to claim back my power, and I get back into releasing the tense, the stress I feel in my body. I do myself a favor, and I'm drinking more water, for example. I'm maybe taking a shower. You can do a bath whatsoever. You can do like those slow things, okay? Going for a walk, doing breathing exercises. There are plenty on YouTube. You can do Qigongs, really good. Yoga is really good. If you're doing the yin yoga, that's the feminine yoga. If you are, and that's very smooth, that's very slow. And it's really like, it calms your body. So do never act from a super nervousness or from a fear-based, because on the end you may pay that you reacted too fast, too quick, too much. Okay, go back into your body, relax, and then make a decision. Usually, and that's what I learned, even though people are telling me I need an answer within, I don't know, 2 minutes or an hour, usually it's actually quite okay if I get back a day later, and they will be happy to wait, because my answer maybe, or for sure actually, will be from a way more peaceful place and way more thoughtful. Okay, it will be more in my and their service. And because of that, they see the value that waiting is okay. And so do never think that you're forced to answer something super, super quickly because they need it. And now I know when you are working, you have a lot of pressure, right? But here again, there are things where it's not only up to you to fulfill your task. You can actually take a step back and you can actually ask more questions. And then you can actually say, okay, now I need a little time to actually complete this task. You see, you don't have to rush all the time and be busy all the time, because I tend to do that. So I'm getting really, really, really into, ooh, and then I'm getting nervous. I'm really getting nervous. Another thing is I cannot really sleep really well. I'm over active, and I'm overall not really good. I'm not happy. I'm going all over the place. So get back, get centered, and decide then. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comment sections if you want me to make a video about masculine and feminine energies. If this is the first time you heard about this, if this is something you already work with, okay, give me some clues on where you stand with this so I can make a video accordingly to this. And with this, thank you so much and goodbye.